Hi everyone, this is Miss Emmanuel. I'm coming to do a video for the overview that we did on Monday for the week of the 10th, 26, 2015. However, I'm going to start with another paper. Here with the, it's going to continue in the guided station, so I'm making this video for you guys. One thing I want to point out, first of all, let's go ahead and clarify this. Domain would be our left and right boundaries, if there are any. So that's what we're looking for. What are the left and right boundaries for the domain, for the graph? Okay. The range would be our up and lower boundaries. Okay. So that's what we're looking for. It tells us the graph, the upper graph, how far the graph go up, how low does it go, if it has boundary. You can look at the left as being west, the right is east, the up is north, the lower is south, if that would help you some. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and do this. So how far does this go? And the thing about it now, if you look at number 1 through 6, none of these have arrows. Okay, so I'm going to focus on number 1 through 6, and I'm going to put the boundaries there. 1 through 6 is no arrows, so to me, it's sort of easier because we have restriction. Okay, restrictions are good. Okay, children. Okay, so here, this how far it come to the left, this how far it come to the right. So what is that? That'll be x equals, and that is 0. Here, this is x equals 7. Continue on. Continue. And some of you be like, we have this. Okay, cool. X equals, and whatever that number is, write it there. Here, x equals, you probably said, what is the number? That's -2, that's -3. Here, that's 3. So x equals 3. To the same thing here. Just going through, highlighting that restriction, your left and right boundary. Okay, x equals, that comes over to -2. Here, x equals, and it goes to +2. Continue on. This is the furthest one. The furthest it go to the left is here, and that's x equals -4. The further it goes to the right is here. Oh, that's open circle. That's x equals 3. Okay. When it's open circle, remember you don't put an equals under the inequality. How far it goes to the left? It's at x equals -5. How far does it go to the right? It's at x equals +5. That's negative, that's positive. Here, left, right. So here x equals, I know it's negative something because it's to the left of the 0. X equals something positive. So 1, 2, 3. I already put my negative sign, so that's -3. 1, 2, 3, 4. +4. Okay, so I did my boundary. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do the domain for this. I'm going to go ahead and write it. Remember, you put your x in the middle. Since it has 2 endpoints, the inequality is going to always point to the left because the number, you put the smallest to the left and the largest number to the right. So go ahead and set it up. Set it up for yourself. You probably say you're not putting no equals. We're going to talk about that. Just go ahead and put the inequality pointed to the left with the x in the middle. Okay? And then we already have our boundary. So I have here 0 for my smallest, 7 my largest. So I'm look, both of those are solid, so that means I'm putting equals there because it includes, it's a part, that point is a part of the graph. Okay, you can go there. Here, you press the, oh, that's solid, this solid. It's a part of the graph. So I put -3 here, that's my smallest boundary. My boundary is to the left, my boundary to the right is 3. Okay, here, my smallest boundary is -2. That's how far it goes to the left, and it goes to +2. It's solid, it's a graph, it's solid. Put my equal sign, done. Okay, so if you see that, if you get your flow going, you just left is gonna be the smallest number, right is the largest number. Inequality is gonna always point to the left. Here, -4, +3. Look at this point right here, it's solid, put it equals with the -4. 3, that's an open circle, so I leave it. To the left, -5, that's the smallest number. To the right bound is 5. Here, that's an open circle, so I leave it with -5 as no equals. Here, I put a negative. So this is telling me, look, x, you're greater than -5, you cannot actually touch -5. It's not a part of our system here, okay? Our function. It's not a part of our function. Whereas the +5, it is a part of our function. It will satisfy this function, okay? So it's in between -5 and 5, but it also includes 5. That's what that domain means. Okay. The same as the rest of them if you read it like that. Here, left bound is -3, right bound is +4. Both of those are solid, so you put your equal sign. You have your domain for all of those. And you do the same with the range. Okay. So with the range, you go through and you're going to see how high. What is the north? What's the up bound? So the up bound is here. The lower bound, there you go. Up bound, low bound. Up bound, low bound. Oops, sorry. It's supposed to be the line, not all that highlighted. Getting too excited. Northbound, southbound. Northbound, southbound. Northbound, southbound. Okay. So we do that, we have labeled that. Then you just go through and you put what y equals so you can know your upper bound and your lower bound. So here it goes up to 4. So I write 4. How low? That's below the 0. So that's right there. That's a -2. Okay. How high? Y equals 4. How low does this function go? That's not a function. Glad you noticed that. It's not high. How low does this relation go? It goes down to -2. So y equals -2. How high does this relation go? It goes to y equals 5. Here, the low is go to y equals 1. This is going to be y equals, this is the origin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's y equals 5 is the max. How low? Is 2. Y equals 2 is the minimum. Here we have y equals 2. Down here we have y equals -2. Here we have y equals 5. Here we have y equals -5. You see? Just go and identify the numbers. Then do it the same way. Put your y in the middle, put your inequality. Y in the middle, the inequality. Y in the middle, the inequality. Yes, I said I'm repetitive. Y in the middle, your inequality. Y in the middle, the inequality. Y in the middle, your inequality. Point it to the left. On the left side, put your smallest number. So my smallest number is -2. My lower bound is here. My upper bound there. Solid, everything is solid. So let me put my equal sign there. Because that number, those values are part of that function or that relation, if you will. Here, everything is solid, so I know I'm going to put the equals. The lower bound is -2. The upper bound is 4. Okay. Here, the lower is 1. The upper is 5. Everything is solid, so I put it equals.